Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to today's class. Today we are going to deal with the fifth lesson from your textbook, that is Gopal and the Hilsa fish. Okay, Gopal and the Hilsa fish. Okay, so this is a picture story. Okay, what is the picture story? Okay, you can see this. It is told mainly through pictures. Okay, so before that, have you read any comic book? What is a comic book? Comic book is a book in which the story is mainly told through pictures. Okay, a comic book contains stories told mainly through pictures. Okay, so this is also a picture story. Now let's read the story. Okay. It was the season for Hilsa fish. Fishermen could think of nothing but Hilsa fish. Now it is the season of Hilsa fish. Hilsa fish. Hilsa is the name of a kind of fish. Okay, now it is the season for Hilsa fish, and all the fishermen, everyone are talking about the Hilsa fish. They have to think or talk nothing but Hilsa fish. Okay. Fishmongers sold nothing but Hilsa fish. Fishmongers. Fishmongers means those who are selling fish. Okay. They only sold Hilsa fish. Okay. No, not any other fish. They have to sell, or because it is the season for Hilsa fish. Come buy, the price of Hilsa is down today. So they are shouting, they are attracting people, telling that come buy, the price of Hilsa is down today, is very low today. Householders could talk of nothing but Hilsa fish. Okay, householders means people or the head of the families. Okay, they were also talking about the Hilsa fish. How much did you pay for that, Hilsa? Okay, you wouldn't believe if I told you. Okay, so what are they? They are talking? How much did you pay for that, Hilsa? Okay, what is the price? You wouldn't believe if I told you so that maybe the price may be very less. Okay, so another person is saying that what? You won't believe if I say the price. And in the palace too, the courtiers could discuss nothing but Hilsa fish. And in the court or the palace of that king, of that country's king, also in the palace also, the courtiers, who is a courtier? Okay, courtiers means the king's attendants, or the persons, those who are helping the king to rule a country, like ministers, soldiers, other servants and officials, etc. They are called courtiers, the people in the palace who support or who assist the king. Okay. So the courtiers also, they were always talking about the Hilsa fish. Your Majesty, you should have seen the huge Hilsa court. It was. Okay. One of the courtiers is talking to the king. Your Majesty, okay, you should have seen the huge Hilsa fish that I caught. It was. Stop it. Okay, the king became very angry. He shouted, stop it. Are you a courtier or a fisherman? Okay, the king asked very angrily, stop it. Are you a courtier or a fisherman? The courtier fell silent with downcast eyes. The king felt guilty. Now the courtier became what? Insulted. The king insulted the courtier. So he looked down. Very shameful. Okay. And when the king saw that, he felt very guilty. Guilty means feel sorry for what he has done. Okay. What someone has done. So he felt sorry. I'm sorry, I lost my temper. It is the season for Hilsa fish, and no one, not even Gopal, can stop anyone from talking about Hilsa fish, not even for 5 minutes. Okay, so the king explained. He said, sorry, I'm sorry, I lost my temper. Okay, I couldn't control my anger. Now it is the season for Hilsa fish and everyone is talking about the Hilsa fish. I'm fed up. Okay, uh, hearing about the Hilsa fish and everyone is talking about the Hilsa fish and no one, even Gopal, can stop people from talking about the Hilsa fish. The king is challenging Gopal. So who is Gopal? He may be the wisest courtier. Okay, he may be a wisest minister or maybe the wisest minister or maybe the wisest courtier in the palace. That's why the king is saying like that. Even Gopal cannot stop people from talking about the Hilsa fish for 5 minutes. Okay, so that shows that the people are always talking about the Hilsa fish and the king is fed up with hearing all the things related to Hilsa fish. So he is challenging Gopal. Oh, I think I could, your majesty. So Gopal replied, what? Oh, I think I could, your majesty. I can stop people from talking about Hilsa fish. Then let me see you buy a huge Hilsa and bring it to the palace without anyone asking you a word about it. Okay, so the king put a challenge towards Gopal. What is that? Then let me see. Okay, let me see. You buy a huge Hilsa fish and you have to bring it to the palace. But on the way, no one should speak a word about the Hilsa fish. That is the challenge the king gives to the courtier Gopal. Okay. I accept the challenge, your majesty. So Gopal accepted the challenge. A few days later, after some days, why is your face half shaven? So Gopal's wife is asking to Gopal, okay, why is your face half shaven? So Gopal already shaved half part of his face. I'm dressing up to buy a fish. So Gopal said that I'm dressing up to buy, I'm getting ready to go to the market and to buy a Hilsa fish. What's the matter with you? Why are you smearing yourself with ash? Okay, so his wife is asking, what's the matter with you? What happened to you? Why are you smearing your face with ash? What is ash? We will get ash when we burn paper, wood, etc. Ash. Okay. Why are you smearing it? What is smearing? Coat, mark. Why are you smearing it on your face? I told you I'm dressing up to buy a Hilsa fish. Okay, so Gopal simply says that I told you I'm going to buy a Hilsa fish. So his wife again saying, listen to me, please. You can't possibly go out in those disgraceful rags. What are you up to? So his wife is again asking God, listen to me, please listen to me. Please, you can't possibly go out in those disgraceful rags. What is the meaning rags? Rags means torn clothes. So he wore torn clothes, old clothes, and he shaved his face half. Okay, he is half shaven and he smeared ash all over his face. Okay, now he looks like a madman. Okay, you can't go out. Okay, please don't go out in this appearance. Okay, he wore torn clothes and his face is half shaved and he smeared ash on his face. So his wife is begging him, don't go. Okay, don't go out in this appearance. How many times must I tell you, woman? I'm out to buy a huge Hilsa fish. But Gopal simply said that I'm going to buy a Hilsa fish. It's happened to him. He has gone mad. So his wife is thinking, what? It's happened to him. I think he has gone mad. Gopal brought the Hilsa fish and started walking towards the palace. But Gopal reached the market and he bought a huge Hilsa and he started walking to the palace. So all the persons standing there is looking at Gopal and talking something. Mother, look at that man. Isn't he comical? A child is pointing towards Gopal and says, Mother, look at that man. Isn't he comical? Isn't he look funny? So some person say that he must be a madman. Shh, I think he's a mistake. Okay, so they are whispering in between them what he must be a madman. So another person says, shh, I think he's a mystic. What is the meaning mystic? Mystic is great wise people like saint. Okay, like sannyasi and all. Okay, he's a mystic. When Gopal reached the court, the guards stopped him. What do you want? Okay, they asked, what do you want? I want to see the king, Gopal replied. You can't see the king. Get away with you. Okay, so they ordered that because he looks like a madman. Okay, so the guards couldn't identify Gopal. They know Gopal, but when Gopal came with this appearance, dress and all, they could not identify Gopal. You can't see the king. Get away with you. Okay, run away, they said. Gopal began to dance and sing loudly. But what did Gopal do? He began to dance and sing. Inside the palace, so the king is hearing all these shoutings. The man is crazy. Throw him out of once. I want to see the king. Let me in. So the guard says that. The guards are saying the man is crazy. Throw him out at once. Then Gopal replying, I want to see the king. Let me in. So all these dialogues were heard by the king inside the palace. So he ordered, bring that man to me at once. Yes, your majesty, the soldier answered, yes, your majesty. Gopal was brought before the king. Now finally Gopal came in front of the king. It's Gopal, but all the other courtiers, they could recognize Gopal. They said that it's Gopal. The man has lost his mind. I think it's one of his crazy jokes. The courtiers, they are saying each other, he has gone mad. So one said that, I think it's one of his crazy jokes. Okay. So king said, all right Gopal, out with it. Why are you dressed up in this ridiculous fashion? Okay, so the king become angry. All right Gopal, okay, out with it. Speak out. Why are you dressed up in this ridiculous fashion? Why are you dressed up in this humorous fashion? Ridiculous means humorous. Your Majesty, you seem to have forgotten something. So Gopal is saying that, Your Majesty, you seem to have forgotten something. You forgot something. Forgotten something? The king asked. Forgotten something? What? Strangely enough, no one seems to be interested in Hilsa fish today. So Gopal is speaking. Strangely enough, no one seems to be interested in Hilsa fish today. Today, no one talked about the Hilsa fish. From the market to the palace and in the court, not a soul has spoken a word about Hilsa fish. So why the Gopal says like that? From the market to the palace, no one talked about the Hilsa fish in his hands. Okay, they only talked about his appearance. They didn't talk about the Hilsa fish in his hands. And in the court also, in the palace also, the courtiers didn't speak a word about the Hilsa fish. Only then the king remembered the challenge he had thrown to Gopal. Then only the king could remember the challenge he thrown to Gopal. He gave to Gopal. So he became very happy. Haha! Well Gopal, congratulations! You have achieved the impossible once again. So the king congratulated Gopal. Once again he won the bet. He won the challenge. Okay, once again you achieved what is impossible. So Gopal is the wisest courtier in his palace. Okay, so Gopal won the challenge put forward by the king. So this is the story, Gopal and the Hilsa fish. Now you read the textbook and enjoy the story.